Hey guys, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back to the Kamado Joe cooking channel. Today we're going to fire up the Kamado Joe Classic and we're going to cook some cedar planked Chilean sea bass. So let's get started. I'm going to fire up 2 Kamado Joe fire starter cubes down in the pile of charcoal on the left hand side of the grill because we're going to set up for some 2-zone cooking. I'm going to light both of these and we're going to let them burn with the lid open here for about 10 minutes. Now that I've got my fire lit, I'm going to set the divide and conquer flexible cooking rack in place. And what we're going to do today is I'm going to have a heat deflector on the low side on the right. I'm going to have a grill grate on the low side on the left, and then I'm going to have a grill grate on the high side on the right. And we're going to let this grill come up to, I'm thinking somewhere in the neighborhood of 425 degrees in the dome. In order to get to 425 in the dome, I'm just going to leave the bottom vent fully open. And I'm going to close the slider up here almost all the way. I'm going to leave it open about a ½ an inch or so in the back and leave the daisy wheel fully open. And we're just going to let this come up to temperature, and if I need to warm it up, I'll open the slider more, or if I need to cool it down, I'll close the slider or close the daisy wheel. So like I said, we're going to settle in at about 425. And while my grill's coming up to temperature, I am going to melt a stick of butter. And as this butter's melting, I'm going to add in 1 clove of very finely and freshly minced garlic. And then we're going to add just a pinch of smoked paprika. And then I'm just going to add a pinch of dried thyme. And we're going to let that butter finish melting. And then we're just going to set it aside and kind of keep it warm while we get our grill ready. Okay, our grill is almost up to temperature here, and I've got a cedar plank that I've been soaking in water for about an hour, so we're going to put it down on the hot side of the grill to get a little char going on the bottom side of that for probably 5 minutes or so. Okay, we've got a little char going on our cedar plank. You want it to look just about like that. So we're going to move it over here to the indirect side of the grill, and then we're going to get our fish on. And I have these 2 beautiful Chilean sea bass fillets. I'm going to put both of them on this plank, skin side down. And the first thing I'm going to do is take half an orange, and we're going to squeeze a little bit of orange juice across the top of both of these, just like that. And then we're going to baste them with our butter that we made. Going to give those a nice heavy baste of that. And then a dash of salt and just a little freshly cracked black pepper. And now we're going to close the lid up and let these cook. I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to take, probably 10 to 12 minutes. And if you're going to measure a temperature here, you're looking for about 140 degrees in the thick part of the steak. So let's close it up and see what happens. Okay, we've been going here for about 5 minutes. So I want to open this back up and baste it another time with our butter mixture. And then we'll just close this back up and let it finish cooking. Okay, we've been going about 12 minutes or so now. This is going to take a little longer than I estimated, so I am going to spin this plank so we can make sure we get a nice even cook on this fish. And we're going to let it keep right on cooking. Man, it smells delicious. And while I've got the lid open, I'm going to baste it one more time. And then we'll close it up and let it keep right on cooking. Okay, we've been going here for just about 20 minutes or so. So I am going to baste one final time with our butter mixture. And we'll let these continue to cook. Okay guys, we've been going for right at 30 minutes here, and this fish is ready. So I'm going to pull it off the grill and we're going to have a taste. Okay guys, before we get started, I just want you to have a look at this flaky texture of this fish. This is absolutely beautiful, and I just wanted you to see that close-up view of how flaky this is and how tender and moist this is. So we're going to take a taste. Okay guys, here's the money. Let's have a good taste of this. Well, that's absolutely amazing. It's one of the most tender and one of the most melt in your mouth pieces of fish I've had in my entire life. I had Chilean sea bass for the very first time last week, and when I tasted it, I said, I've got to do a cook on this. Until next time, this is John Setzler with Kamado Joe Cooking Channel.